West Virginia's Golden Blue spring game is coming up this Saturday, April the 27th. What are you looking for when watching this game on Saturday? I'll tell you the 5 things I'm looking for right after this word from our sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is brought to you by Dutch Miller Automotive, where friends and family pricing means you get the best deal right up front on any new or pre-loved vehicle in stock every time. With brands like Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Kia, Hyundai, Ford, GMC, Buick, and Subaru, the Dutch Miller Automotive family is always growing and ready to put you in the car or truck you've been searching for. Check out our inventory across West Virginia at DutchMillerAuto.com or come in today to the home of friends and family pricing, only at a Dutch Miller Automotive store near you. What is up? Welcome in. Come in to Couz's Corner and belly yourself up to the bar. Let me pour you out another shot of top shelf college football content on tap at Couz's Corner today. We're talking the West Virginia spring game. It's right around the corner. It's finally here. We finally get live action on the football field. Now, full disclosure, I usually don't get overly excited about spring games, but at least we get to watch some football. And as a content creator, I know a lot of you out there love the spring game. So it's my responsibility to bring some news and analysis to you about said game. So what I did, I made a list of the top 5 things I'm looking for when I watch this game on Saturday. And number 5 is the defensive backs. Now, we all know Malachi Ruffin graduated. We all know Beanie Bishop graduated and may get drafted in this weekend's NFL draft. But Neil Brown and staff went out and got several guys out of the transfer portal. They got Garnet Hollis and Jaheim Joseph from Northwestern. They got C.J. Crandall from Colorado State, who we likely won't see in this spring game. He's been battling an injury this spring. And they went out and got Aiden Garnes from Duquesne, who, from everything I'm hearing and everything we're reading and hearing on podcasts and whatnot, he's had a really good spring. Had several interceptions, played really well. West Virginia finally has some length at DB, especially at the corner position. They have guys who are long, athletic, and fast. How will that translate? Well, we get a first glimpse of that this Saturday. So I'm anxious to see how the DBs, especially these new guys, play in this spring game. That includes the safeties as well. How will Aubrey Burks look after a season last year where he really didn't play up to his expectations? A lot of that probably due to the injury he had. How will Anthony Wilson look? All of that I'm interested in watching this Saturday. Now, the number 4 thing is how will the offensive line look without Zach Frazier and even without Doug Nestor? Now, obviously, Zach Frazier is expected to be a first or early second-round pick in this weekend's draft, so he's a big loss there at the center spot. Been the starting center at West Virginia for the last 3 seasons and one of the best centers in all of college football. Some say he was the best center in college football. Brandon Yates is taking over for him there. How will this offensive line look? Not only Brandon, but the line as a whole look without Frazier and Nestor there as the 2 leaders of that group. We've heard some comments say that they could be even better this year because of the returning experience, even with Zach and Doug out, because they have so many guys coming back that have played a lot of football. They expect to be even better as a unit. I'm anxious to see that. I want to see how they look without those 2 leaders, especially without Zach, the guy who's likely going to start in the NFL. How will they look? And I'm keeping a close eye on Brandon Yates. And speaking of the offensive line, there's a matchup I'm looking forward to seeing, and that is Wyatt Milam versus Sean Martin. Now, those 2 guys have battled it out at practice a lot. You even heard when I was able to interview Sean Martin on my show a few days ago, I asked him about that matchup. He talked about the battles he and Wyatt are having at practice each and every day. If you want to go back and watch that video, if you haven't had a chance yet, that interview with Sean, I'm going to leave a link to it. I'm going to post a link to it, rather, in the comment section below as a pinned comment, so you can check it out there. And I'll also link to it at the end of the video. But I'm interested to watch these 2 behemoths go at it. These 2 guys who are both seniors, have both been at West Virginia at least 4 years, are both expected to be leaders of their respective units. You know, Sean Martin, expectations are really high for him this year. They said he's looked really good in the spring. This is the year that Neil Brown says it's going to click for Sean Martin. I'm anxious to see him going up against one of the best tackles in all of college football. How many battles can he win? Now, I don't know that he'll be facing Wyatt on every snap, but I do expect to see him facing Wyatt a lot in the game, and that's a matchup I want to see. Wyatt Milam very, very, very rarely, if ever, gives up a sack and typically doesn't let his guy get by him. Can he keep Sean Martin from getting by him? Cannot wait to watch this matchup. It's going to be very intriguing. The number 2 thing I'm looking for, the quarterbacks. First off, with Garrett Greene, what do his mechanics look like? Will he improve his accuracy on the short and intermediate throws? We all know that's what he struggled with in 2023. Don't have to worry about the deep ball with Garrett that much. I'm not saying he's perfect, but that's been his strong suit along with his running game, obviously. How much has he improved on those short and intermediate throws? I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then also with Nicco. We've heard a lot during press conferences and whatnot about Nicco and how good he's looked and how he's looked about as good as Garrett has in a lot of practices on a lot of days. Has he taken that step now to where if Garrett goes down, they can bring Nicco in and not skip a beat and continue to pass the football just as much as they would if Garrett was in the game? We all know last year when Garrett went down, they brought Nicco in. They basically had to scrap most of the playbook and go to a really, really heavy run game and was not able to pass the football much because they just didn't feel like Nicco was ready to do that. Is he finally there? They say that he is. I'm looking forward to seeing it on screen for myself and see what Nicco looks like because Garrett's going to be handing the reins to him after this season, and I feel really good about it. I want to see it with my eyes now, not just hear it with my ears from what people are saying. And the number 1 thing I want to see in this spring game, will the wide receivers take strides from last year? Really young wide receiver core. Hudson Clement, Rodney Gallagher, Traylon Ray, even Preston Fox. Not as young as the other guys, but can he take strides? I heard Neil Brown saying in an interview the other day with Barrett Sallee over at the College Football Smothered and Covered podcast that Preston has been the best receiver in spring camp this year in his opinion. Will that translate to the spring game? And more specifically, I want to watch Rodney Gallagher. We've all heard how good Rodney's looked this spring. We've all heard about the work he put in the offseason working on his route running. Can he be a true wide receiver, running routes, getting in and out of his breaks quickly, and not just be a quote-unquote gadget guy where they get the ball in reverses and whatnot? I want to see Rodney Gallagher running routes. How good does he look? That's the main receiver I want to watch. I'm going to want to watch them all, but mainly him. And also cannot leave out Jaden Bray, the new receiver transfer from Oklahoma State. We've heard glowing things about him in the offseason, or this spring, rather. How good will he look in this spring game? And this is kind of a bonus throw in here, not really part of my list, but every spring there's always one player that stands out, a guy that's kind of unexpected that might be off the radar, may not be in a starter or even in the 2 deep at times, that will break out and have a great spring game. I want to see who that is this year. It was Preston Fox a couple years ago. I remember in the past it was a lot of times it was guys like Jordan Thompson at the receiver position, guys like that. Who will it be this year at West Virginia? Will it be a receiver or will it be a player at another position? Will it be somebody like a Clay Ash? Will he break off some big runs? Last year, we remember it was Jaheim White who had a great spring. Really got us excited about what we might see from him during the season, which, oh, by the way, ended up being true and accurate. Who is that guy in 2023 or 2024, rather, who will stand out in the spring game and get all of our hopes up for how well he may look this fall during games? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What are the things you're looking for? Just jot down 1 or 2 things. If you want to give me 5, that's fine too. Let me know in the comments. I want your thoughts, your opinions. Also, want to give shout-outs to the special VIP members of this episode. They are Andrew Smith, Timbo, Houston Cougars Germany, and Mountaineer Mama. Thank the 4 of you for being paid VIP members here on the channel. If you want to become a paid VIP member, all you have to do is hit the join button below. If you don't see a join button on your device, go to my YouTube homepage over at Couz's Corner on YouTube. Right beside my profile photo is a join button. Hit that. It'll take you to the page where you see the 2 levels, the pub level, the club level. Shows you the perks that go along with those. Hit join there. Select which level you want to join. Bada bing, bada boom, you're in. The money comes right out of your bank account each month. It's a very small amount, $2.99 or $4.99 a month. It'll come right out of your account, so you don't have to worry about it. But you can also cancel at any time, so you're not locked in forever. So that you don't have to worry about that. Anytime you want to cancel, all you have to do is go in and cancel. If you want to take advantage of early access to special videos, limited ads on some videos, members-only videos, which I'm starting to do more of now, all of that is available by becoming a Couz's Corner VIP member. Just pay attention to which levels those perks go along with. And obviously you get the members only shout outs as well. And you get special recognition in live streams. And even I also try to be sure to comment on all of my members' comments on the recorded videos as well. Don't forget to check out my interview with Sean Martin. You can click on it right here. I appreciate you tuning into this episode. Have a top shelf day in Q Country Roads.